we should play it slow because it's the beginning of the service. Slow tempo. Yeah.
All right. Whoa, whoa. Hot mic. This is good. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Yes, I know that we're all going like, what's going on here? Why are we sitting in a circle? It's kind of like, where am I supposed to look? We're thinking the same thing, so don't worry. We're thinking the same thing. But, we're trying out something new, trying something special. And Kenta Shapiro, I don't want to speak for her, but I will just share one of the thoughts that she had with that she shared with me about this evening. It's really beautiful. What is it that we say to each other when we see each other on Shabbat? What do we say? Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. So Shabbat shalom. So we're focusing on that word shalom. We're focusing on that word shalom, and the root of the word, right? We know it to mean peace. We know it to mean hello. We know it to mean goodbye. We also, the root meaning shalem, or wholeness, right? Completeness. And we think about that, especially when we think about circles, right? That there is no end and no beginning. There is no end and no beginning. And when we look at Shabbat, right, we are in a timeless moment in time, right? We're outside of the timeline, if you will, Shabbat. Shabbat is really a time that is transcendent of that line. And it's more of an opportunity for wholeness and for peace. And we thought maybe trying this in the round, because this is actually a very traditional configuration in some Jewish cultures, right? In some Jewish cultures where we get to sit in the round with this understanding of Shabbat and Shalom and Shalem and wholeness and peace, right? That not only is it our words and our melodies, but it's the way that we hold each other in a space. So thank you for being a part of this experiment. We're trying some things out, and we're going to turn it over to
So you
Shapiro.
talked about, Rabbi, about the way we hold each other in this space. So I loved what you talked about in terms of this idea of shalem and this circle. And one of the ways that we actually hold space with each other, and especially in this prayer space, is through our voices together. And when you and I are up there together, sometimes this thing happens where people, the word bima in Hebrew is also the same word for stage, right? So sometimes it's like this experience where you all feel like we're up on the stage praying or singing at you, right? And you're receiving. So part of what we're hoping also tonight with this configuration is to invite you to be part of the circle, to join us in prayer, in lifting your voices. I don't care if you don't know the words. You can sing la 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 You can sing any syllable you want. Raise your voice in song. Join us. We have a couple of places where there's going to be a lot of call and response. So all you have to do is repeat what you hear, and you'll be able to join in song. And that's the idea. We're in this together. We're in this endeavor together. So we hope you're along for the ride tonight. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom. Ooh, there's that word again.
So we're going to begin with Dodie Lee. And you can find the words to Dodie Lee, I think on page 10, maybe 11, page 11 at the top. Please join us.
Pages 2 and 3, and I want to invite up Lily and her family, as well as Leo and his family, to light our Shabbat candles. We're right over here. Perfect. Come on over.
So I've been told to ask the families to stand on the sides of the tables so that people at home, there's cameras up there, and that way they can actually see you. You're the star of lighting the candles. You're perfect. Yeah. You can go ahead and light those candles whenever you're ready. And then the rest of us, we're going to go ahead and, as they light the candles, bring that light in, welcoming Shabbat into our hearts and souls.
So before we continue, let's just turn to the people around us, the people we know, the people we don't, and wish them Shabbat Shalom, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Fabulous. Beautiful. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How wonderful it is that we get to be here together to celebrate Shabbat. We're on page 10.
way to do Shabbat. Because when I'm up there, I don't get to hear you. And I'm hearing all these beautiful sounds. I hope you're hearing the same thing. I'm hearing people harmonizing. Oh, yeah. Keep doing that. It's beautiful. So we're going to continue on page 13 with Ya'aloz Sadai. And there's language in here about the fields. Let the fields. What are these words, Rabbi? You can help me out here. The fields rejoice. The fields rejoice. That's okay. You're good. You're in the moment. Let the fields rejoice and everything that's in them. So we're like the grass that's growing, and the rejoicing is our voices. Ya'aloz Sadai. go.
And now we're going to continue with the Chadodi as we welcome the Sabbath bride. What verses are we going to sing this evening? 1, 2, 5, and 9. Inspired choice, Cantor Shapiro.
Why, thank you.
Inspired choice. Here we go. We're on pages 20 and 21.
Shabbat. So take a look around this room. There are angels here. They might be sitting right next to you. They may be people you've known for a really, really long time. Might be someone who you've never met before. We're going to sing Shalom Aleichem and recognize that we believe in angels. We believe in messengers in our lives who can bring us beauty and who can help us recognize that as we go from Shabbat to Shabbat, it's our job to bring the joy into each Shabbat as it enters. Shalom Aleichem, page 26. Page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei
We now continue with the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer. We're on page 28. I invite us all to please rise.
Baruch Hu et
We continue with Shema. We're on pages 34 and 35.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu
Beautiful. You may be seated.
I'm going to invite our
Except for Lily and Leo.
B'nai Mitzvah to come on up here.
Leo. Come on over. Come over here, over here. Come over here. Oh, don't worry, I'll tell you. We're on page 36. Come stand on this side. Put your book right there. 36, double 5. That's 2 times 18. Double life for you. Amen. Chamsa alecha. Let's read together at the top of page 43. Page 43, let's read together at the top. Here we go. Chad, Stein, Vit. 43, it's right there. Or 37, my bad. I don't know what I'm talking about, 43. Here we go. Chad, Stein, Vit, Shalosh.
Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God.
Our song of freedom, Mi Chamocha. There's a part here that's a call and response. I got a hot mic somewhere too. So there's a call here that's a part here that's a call and response. It's gonna go like this. Nora, Nora, Tehillah, Tehillah, Oseh, Oseh, Ele, Nora, Nora, Tehillah, Tehillah, Oseh, Oseh, Ele. You got it. ancestors had a natural fear of the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore, but I remember very clearly being really, really scared when I was a child and it would start to get dark. I don't know if you can access that feeling, that memory of fear from being a kid and being really afraid of the dark because you didn't know what was happening out there. And I think our ancestors really had that feeling much more than we do. We can light spaces up in a way that wasn't accessible to them. So we have this beautiful prayer, Hashki Venu, where we ask God as the evening falls to spread over us a shelter of shalom, of wholeness. There's that word again. As we experience fear. That's what we look for when we're in a place of constriction and fear. We look for wholeness. So let's join together in these words at the end of Hashki Venu, Ufros Aleinu, and you can find the words on page 44, Ufros Aleinu.
Continue now with the Amidah. We're going to be on page 46. Page 46, I want to invite Lily and Leo to please join Cantor Shapiro at the Ark. For the rest of us, please rise.
You can say.
Echad. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Behanura El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim Vekoneh Hakol Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geulah B'nei B'neihem Laman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umogen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rab Leoshia Mashiach Ruach Mori HaKasher Mechaye Hayim Ve'etzet Mechaye HaKol Berachah Rabbi Tomeno Imrodot Necholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishnei Yafa Michal Mocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memi Umekayem Umatira Yeshua V'ne'emanata Chayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol.
We now continue silently through page 62, and we remain standing until the ark is closed. All right, beautiful. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. All right, question. question. Is this room that we are sitting in, is this a big room or a little room? Is this a big room or a little room? Is this a big room? That was not one of the choices. Medium room. Medium room. Is this a big room or a little room?
Depends how big
It's both. It depends how big you are. What's that? It depends on what? So you open your arms, that's big. And if you put it close together, little. Okay, fabulous. All right. How many, what we got? Leo, what you got? Thank you. Big. Room is big. Okay, so now, how many of you have been down to the Glazer campus in Koreatown? All right, is that room big or little? Big. Huge. Again, Risa, not one of the choices. Huge. Okay. So, you've been down there. That room is big, huge. Then now let's look at this room. What about this room? This big or little, this room? Feels bigger tonight. Feels bigger tonight. Feels bigger tonight. Okay, fantastic. So now, what did you mean by depends? Who said depends? Depends, 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 depends. Who said depends? Depends. Why depends? Depends on what? Depends on what?
How it fits your needs.
How it fits your needs. So it's about you. So, okay, fabulous. What else does it mean depends? Yeah. Fascinating. It depends on what you are comparing it to. Okay, so this thing we're comparing it. How am I supposed to answer that question for you if I don't know what you're comparing it to? Compared to the Glazer campus, this room is teeny tiny, right? But compared to like maybe one of the little classrooms over here, this room's massive, right? It depends on what you compare it to. Okay, fabulous, wonderful. There's a line in this week's Torah portion that kind of bakes my noodle, and it has for a very long time, right? When we're talking about Noah, this week's portion is Noach, right? And right, my friend Leo over here, he's like, why are we choosing Noah? And I'm like, well, why not Noah, right? Leo asked me, well, why Noah? And I'm like, well, why not Noah? And there's a line in there that says that Noah was chosen because he was a tzaddik, because he was righteous. However, that is not the end of the line. It actually goes, because he was righteous, hu haya tzaddik bedorotav, which means that he was righteous in his generation. So many people have said, well, if we're talking about righteousness or kindness, is that something that should or could be comparable? Shouldn't kindness be kindness be kindness? Righteousness be righteousness be righteousness. So what's going on here? Why does it say in his generation? Because he's being compared to those around him. And I kind of looked at that for a long time. That is like, well, is that really fair? Is that really fair to put that on him, especially since he's living in that time? Does he even understand what that means? It's sort of like an outsider's perspective on something that happened long ago to say that it was righteous in his time. It also reminds me of like animal sacrifice. Animal sacrifice, nasty, right? It's detailed, it's really gross, blah. And we're like, wow, that seems pretty barbaric. However, in the time, right? That was actually quite tame, and they were considered like the first Reformed Jews. Those Israelites wandering in the wilderness, right? Because other cultures, what were they sacrificing? They were sacrificing people, children. As we're like, okay. But at the same time, what I've come to, even in just, I'll just let you in on a little something. One of the things that I love about being able to be here with all of you is that it gives me the opportunity to study more during the week, to say, well, what should we talk about? So thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Anyway, it made me think of this idea of growth mindset, right? Not to just be stagnant. Okay, I'm kind. But what does that mean? That there's always more. There's always more to strive for, right? There's always more to strive for, right? And I think I look at Noah like that. Okay, in his generation. And that gives us the freedom to pursue within ourselves and our generation. It relieves us from having to compare ourselves to Noah, to Moses, to Abraham, to the people sitting next to us. It relieves us of that burden and rather gives us the opportunity to constantly push ourselves to grow, right? Within our generation, and hopefully teaching our children to surpass us, right? Don't compare yourself, but be yourself. But that also doesn't mean you shouldn't push yourself to always be better, right? It's not that practice makes perfect, but as the great prophetess Emma Lovewell from Peloton says, practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. It pushes us, right? So maybe Noah would have been a fabulous Peloton instructor, right? Telling us within his generation, moving us forward. But my blessing and my hope and prayer for all of us is that we try not to compare ourselves, but rather push ourselves to constantly grow, striving for more righteousness, more goodness, more love, more peace in this God-given world. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So speaking about peace and wholeness, it's an opportunity for us to think about those in our lives who might be in need of this return to wholeness and this return to peace, this need of healing. That could be spiritual healing, mental healing, or physical healing. Specifically today in our community, we would like to think of Nicole Alcove, Emily Blau, Jacob Friedman, Merlot Galushi, Levi Jonathan, Cindy Lederer, Michael Levi, Ronald Lanicki, Philip Marber, Annette Pansky, Trevor Sangster, Charles Schwartz, Alan Cerrone, Helen Smerlin. But now, if you are thinking of anyone else today who may be in need of healing, I invite you to rise and say those names either out loud or in your hearts as my eyes meet yours that are in need of healing. Thank you. We now continue with a Misha Berach prayer for healing.
These words are not on your page. It's okay though, because I'm going to sing them. You're going to sing the exact same words back to me, but there's one part I need to teach you. So repeat after me, please. El, na,
Na,
Refa,
Refa,
na, la.
na,
El na,
el na,
refa, na, la.
refa, na, la.
Dear Lord of our ancestors,
Dear God of our ancestors,
help us renew our faith. You can sing it down. Grant us a perfect healing.
grant us a perfect. Thank you for that.
Bring peace to our days.
Bring peace to our
Restore our strength of body. Restore our strength of body. Help purify our minds. Refresh our tired spirits. Refresh our tired spirits. Rejuvenate our lives. Thank you for all our blessings.
Thank you for all our blessings.
Through all the days and nights,
Through all the days and nights,
we celebrate the journey.
we celebrate the journey.
This precious gift of life.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So just before we continue, just a few brief announcements. Let's see what we got over here. Cantor Shapiro, would you please introduce our phenomenal musicians over here, please?
I would love to do that. I actually first want to introduce someone who is not playing tonight, but who's sitting right behind you, Susan
Oh.
Rosenstein,
Uh-huh.
our music director, who is not playing with us tonight, but she helped prepare all of the music and these arrangements, so we want to thank you so much for that. Thank you. And then my dear friends, including Susan, my dear friends here, Ava Nahas on percussion, and yeah, she deserves all of that and then some, and Dimitri Machlis on the oud, and Leo Chalyapov on various woodwind instruments. Thank you so much. We are so blessed to have you join us and to add beauty to our services. It's really, there are no words to thank you for all you do for us.
Beautiful, thank you. You know what? There's something very special coming up. We have a series that's going to happen every other week that is going to be taught by a recent bar mitzvah boy. Yeah. And super cool. And his name is Rabbi Stanley Davids, sitting right here behind me. It's true. He just has bar mitzvah, again, his second bar mitzvah. He did. It was amazing. I was there. It was fabulous. Yes, totally mazel tov. So, Rabbi Davids, I'm going to let you explain what the current event series. You want to give a little spiel?
The first class is going to be on November 2nd at noon. November 1st is Israel's election. November 8th is the American elections. Do you want to guess what the current event topics are going to be?
Fantastic. Yes, starting November 2nd and then continuing every other week at 12 noon online. I'm sure it will be a very spirited and live conversation with Rabbi Stanley Davids, and also teaches another course on Saturday mornings. What do we call it? Chevre Torah. Chevre Torah, where we also get to study the weekly Torah portion with Rabbi David, which is always a lot of fun, very spirited. It's fantastic. Also, join us for Women's Torah Study, the Women of King David, via Zoom weekly at 12 p.m. You'll join Rabbi Susan Nanis for a fascinating in-depth look at King David and the wives, lovers, concubines, and daughters in his life. Using biblical texts, classical and feminist commentaries, we will analyze and interpret the characters of this charismatic, contradictory, complex hero and his relationships with the women who loved and hated him. I'm just reading what it says.
Opera.
Yes. No previous knowledge required. Text supplied each week. And also, I want to make sure you're receiving all of the emails of all the weekly stuff that is going on here at the temple. There is a lot of stuff going on for everyone. If you are not receiving the emails, please get in touch with us so we can make sure that we update your email address. And also, if you are joining us for the first time, or are you interested in perhaps learning more about membership, also reach out. Come and join our beautiful and growing family. Now, last but not least, unless you have something. Do you have something?
I just want to
You
think,
do,
I
go,
know there
go.
are a lot of adult choir members here tonight.
Yes,
Because I invited you all to come. And so I just wanted to also thank all of you for showing up and lending your voices.
Beautiful. Can't wait
to
for
the
more.
congregation. Yeah.
Can't wait for more.
You can stand up if you want to.
No.
Susan wants to see you. Yeah, stand up. They're not, the rest of them aren't standing up. There we go. And if you there we go. And if you haven't signed up but you want to,
I do that. Wow.
we'd love to have you.
So now, last but certainly not least, Lily, how are you feeling? She's feeling fine. Leo. Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Tomorrow, Lily, what time are you tomorrow? What time is your bat mitzvah tomorrow? 4:30. And Leo is in the morning, so we have a morning bat mitzvah over here. Lily is going to be in the afternoon, so chanting the Torah portion for the following week, which is so fabulous. So mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov to you and your beautiful families. I can't wait, A, to be there with you, and B, to hear all about it when I get to see you again at religious school. So mazel tov to you. It's going to be awesome. Super, very excited. You're welcome. You're welcome. Mazel tov, mazel tov. And following our service, we're going to continue, again, just right up here with Kiddush and Motzi. And then I believe, there's some lovely, delicious nash in the back for after our service. Other than that, think we're good?
I think we're good.
Fabulous, wonderful, fantastic. Let's turn now to page 282. We are in the middle of the page, and we rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש
time to think about those in our lives, in our families, our community, our world who are no longer with us. First, these are the names of those in our lives who have died in the last 30 days, the last shloshim. If you are here remembering a loved one who has died in the last 30 days, the last shloshim, I invite you to please rise and remain standing so we may support you. The following are the names. Rahele Aftalion, Mark Cordova, Kenton Crooms, David Dragon, Shirley Baskin Familian, Norman Felsendahl, Jerome Jerry Franklin, Harvey Caden, Shuli Katz, Regina Kleiner, Ann Lauterbach, Gabriel Lobel, Philip Rubin, Larry Shulman, Joyce Slayton, Jerry Weiser. Now the following names are those who the memorial of their death fell during this past week. If you are here remembering the Yortzeit, the memorial of a loved one, I invite you to please rise and remain standing so we may support you. Paula Almond, Arlen Howard Andelson, Bernard Bash, Richard Becker, Issachar Dick Beggar, Teresa Ruth Bell, Mura Ben-Gera, Jean Bennett, Ida Block, Richard Block, Maxine Bookman, Bernard Chapman, Laura Cohen, Irving Kahn, Sam Cordova, Donald Deschelle, Anna Lee Dreyer, Philip Engel, Harry Ensler, Cynthia Eppel, Stephen Fine, Mark Fox, Emma Friedman, David Freed, Bernard Gerard, Derek Person, Lisa Goldberg, David Goodman, Ira Gottfried, Albert Gross, Sidney Guttman, Anne Greenwald Hale, Louis Handel, Sally Horn, May Eisenberg, Simon Jacobs, Jerome Jaffe, Elise Kahn, Harry Kaplan, Estelle Esther Katz, Sarah Porton Keith, Bertha Kunick Kleiman, Bridget Krausen, Sarah Kurtzman, Jerome Leichman, Francis Levy, Ida Lieberman, Linda Leiker, Samantha Mack, Patricia Malamud, Robert Craig Markowitz, Minnie Meadow, Esther Medina, Barbara Blackmiller, Melinda Scheinkauf-Miller, Helen Midler, Richard Bruce Motley, Nicole Neumann, Carol Newstead, Ellen Parker, Sherman Pasner, Harold Perliter, Estera Pulvermacher, Aaron Reifman, Ira Ressler, Barbara Rich, Bernard Rotsky, Barbara Rowan, Ethel Rubin, Alan Ruvelson, Mary Schultz-Blitzer, Ethel Sherman, Rose Sikov, Melvin Singer, Edna Stein, Eileen Sweet, Richard Tallman, Samuel Taub, Joanne Jocelyn Troy, Joseph Tuchin, Louis Tuller, Robert Stephen Wegg, Renee White, Rita Yates, Louis Ziff. We also remember all of those who have died defending the United States of America. We remember all of those who have died defending the state of Israel. We remember all of those who have died from senseless acts of hatred and terror around the world. We remember all of those who have no one to say the mourner's Kaddish for them. And finally, if you are thinking of anyone else tonight, or if I have mispronounced a name, I invite you to please rise, remain standing, and say those names either out loud or in your hearts as my eyes meet yours. I now invite all of us to please rise in support of those in our community. Thinking of someone today, we will be on page 294, and we will continue with Tzadik Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkada v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'oma divrach yutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'galav v'zman kariv v'ibru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'olam omer umaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
So we're going to remain seated wherever we are, but I want to invite up again Leo's family, Leo and his family, Lily and her family, to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi.
Elohim melech haolam, borei
Okay, here we got the sibling challah bowl.